Okay, using quotations and heroes then. Now, this is quite an easy thing to remember. All your books are going to require quotes. You don't have the books in the exam, you've got to learn them. Okay, there's no two ways around that. So as you notice, in my quote bank here, I've got several page references to where I've got them from. Now, you don't have to put the page references in, but it would help in terms of tracking how much of the breadth of the novel that you've covered, okay? So all of my quotations are from throughout the books. You can see I've got page 1 to page 74, I've got page 10 to page 80, I've got page 33 to page 86, and it just helps me focus my quotation usage. Now, obviously, you can screenshot this and take this for yourself if you want to. There's lots of, there's lots of resources out there. There's loads of quote banks out there for heroes, and I got this one from somewhere a long time ago, okay? But the use of other things in here is quite relevant as well. Like using Arthur Riviere and the other veterans, I would focus on Arthur Riviere just because you've got your main three characters, Francis, Nicole, and Larry, and pretty much all of your questions are going to involve those three characters in some way. But if you get asked a question on war, it's always useful to be able to include Arthur Riviere and the other veterans and the perception of veterans in the book, according to Cormier, okay? Now, when you're remembering quotes, don't really remember quotes longer than 5 words. And as you can see, I'm already contradicting myself because a lot of these have much more than 5 words. I would shorten it down though. So for example, I would take broad shoulders and I would take narrow hips of a dancer, and those would be 2 separate quotes, and that would give me more A01 marks. So I would recommend splitting your quotes down to no longer than 5 words. Try and keep them 1 or 2 words if you can. It means they're easier to remember and easier to incorporate into essays, especially when it comes to embedding. It's much harder to embed a huge quote into only sentences, okay? So when it comes to quotations, revise them like that. I may do some YouTube shorts on a few of the quotations. I've already got some for inspector calls, so you can go and look those up if you want to. But for the most part, I would just make sure that you've got a breadth of quotations that you can use at any point. Thanks very much.